Hi folks, the 8 Regents of Westeros continues, and once again we are following the Tyrell Martell match. It's 3-1 in favor of Tyrell, and 3 games to come. So first of all, Rupert plays against Marcel Arias, which is as tough as it gets. Then we have 2 games after that. We'll be able to record one. And let's join the game, because I believe it's already started. And it's Many-Faced God for Tyrell, and surprise, on the other side, White Book, and playing with wildlings. That could be aggressive, but there's no inbuilt claim race. And yeah, sounds like a deck that could play March to the Wall, right? But nothing actually in play for Rupert at the start. He sets up the Arbor and the High Tower, which is absolutely brilliant. But here comes the dupe on Tormund and more stuff coming in. Will there be any Kingsguards? Well, there have to be, because this agenda is not one of those that has no downside. You have to play 7 of them. So, considering it's the wildlings, which already pushes you into an aggressive playstyle, could it be that the Kingsguards are Robert Strong and Mendon Moore, more along those lines than something like the Knight of Flowers and Barristan? Definitely don't want Randall alone. He might get marched. And there's a non-kneeling Crow Killers, but gives cards away for Late Summer Fist, so I think yeah, more stuff coming in for Rupert here. Would be nice if something came in challenges as well to trigger the High Tower, but for 2 gold it's doubtful. Well, he keeps it. So this is one of those games where there isn't that much pressure, I guess, on us, because Marcel has been winning a lot and is the star player kind of at the moment in the Martell team. So if they don't win this one, then they're not winning this match, I don't think. But Rupert has been playing very well for us as well, so... And I believe already won one game with this agenda. Loses Golden Grow, that's not very nice, but okay. At the moment it wasn't going to do anything. And anyway, draws a card from the plot, so... Question is what happens when he kneels a character, because if this is Robert Strong, it's coming in, and if he kills, for instance, Poor Fellows, then the duped Randall could get marched, which kind of sucks. So if you could defend military with just Randall, that would be nice. Might even be worth taking the dupe instead of defense with both. Okay, what's the plan exactly? Yeah. That was always going to happen. Now, is there any ambush that can save him? There is. And would be even nicer if he won the challenge from it, and he can. Okay, and the honor guard is there. At the moment not very reduced, the ambush needs the rich locations, and these are all they have different traits. We have no attachments on top of the dead file, not exactly super important. So going military and then going power with the spy, right? Here's the plan. I can't even defend this. Even if he did, would be giving a card away. Yeah, I think this is a good start for Rupert, and he's baited out that Robert Strong when he didn't do that much damage. Oh, yeah. probably wants to do power because Marcel is over reserve here. So ahead in power, ahead in cards, ahead in economy. The only thing that's kind of even is the board state. Okay, one character more for Marcel. Loses Barristan and Jaime, which tells us that the restricted card here, or the card in the pod, is going to be White Swords and not Boros. Or Surveillance 1. The father against Heads on Spikes. The father could target the dupe, go into a reset. But okay, this is not exactly... Okay, you need 7 different ones, right? So I guess it makes sense that there will be all of them. Just speculating that maybe it's a bit more aggressive, but if there's no claim raised, then the wildlings are not, I guess, that aggressive on their own. Not like clansmen that have kill effects depending on the number of clansmen. Now does Rupert want to go first? He does. He's hit the Hound, which is brilliant. That could have recycled something like Robert Strong, could even target Tyrell characters. Maybe Marcel was counting on that. He would be against a deck that is heavy on knights. He would miss on this occasion. Don't think there's more than 2 or 3 in the entire deck. The one thing I'm slightly unsure about is going first here. Okay, Crow Killers would get free challenges that you would need to kind of deal with. And the agenda now has this guy, House Clegane Kingsguard, with no attachment except weapon. Not entirely sure whether that's of any use. Okay, now you can't use it on Randall anyway, because the bodyguard would fall off. That's pretty decent. The strength boost would be even better here in the challenges phase for stand Randall. Gets the other bodyguard. Doesn't protect against the father, but fair enough. Maybe can use it to defend himself against Marched later. So if you attack, they do have the ability, they can stand on defense. When I say they, at the moment it's Sir Robert Strong. So if you attack military and expect him to defend with 8 and you don't win, then that's not a good deal for you. Can't do the agenda though. Have no attachments on both sides. So can't let the bodyguard fall off. You can only do it on the Hightower Spy, really. You could use it on your own character if there was a White Sword Tower and you give someone the Kingsguard trait. That would be pretty interesting. Yeah, it's going to attack with everything here. I think keep the pressure on in terms of power. And if Marcel wants that Crow Killers to stay standing, yeah, he has to defend this to protect the hand, and that's his Intrigue Icons gone. He has 5 gold, and it is still a Martell deck, even though we're seeing Kingsguards and Wildlings. While Rogue Wildling would be alright, right? So protecting the hand for that makes some kind of sense. Look at the power grow. And this needs to be dealt with, but that's the one that I warned against, right? Because now he can defend and kneel the faction card and not much is achieved. Now do we have a rogue wildling? Starts with military. And I think the bodyguard on Knight of Flowers is the thing to do. Okay, hitting the arbor. Pretty nice. And the put to the sword. Now it becomes a little more dangerous. Now you can get rid of the dupe on Randall Tarly. That's a dream hand, really, to have those two removal effects. And that's, I don't know about that one, because now the Knight of Flowers is going to be returned to hand, right? And then you're going to marched. Should have used the bodyguard here, I think. Only 2 cards left though for Marcel, so if he plays one of those plots, look at the hand on the other side, it's still 5-4 on the faction card, and still more econ with the High Tower and Red Wine Strains despite losing the Arbor. Now what does he have against Morghulis? He has the bodyguard still. So that's not a fantastic deal. And it's white swords against the pointy end. Wanted to get rid of Tormund's dupe, I guess, in case there was something. Well, Marcel wants to take control on the board now. So he has Baristan, and that's a lot of characters. And now with the Arbor gone, maybe things could start swinging around, I don't know. Difficult to attack now because of the stand on defense. Hope he has something in hand to repopulate. Remember, the first time he marshals something, the High Tower will draw another card. No Garden Caretakers in the deck though. Some Scheming Septons, which can always be marshaled pretty cheaply. Okay, and that's worrying, so that makes ambush cost 2 less basically, so it's bound to be something coming in. First things first though, he attacks with Randall. What's the situation on the events that increase strength? Probably not that great, but that High Tower Spy is pretty big. If Baristan and Tormund defend, they should still be able to defend though. They would have 10 and there is a token for +2, so 12 really. You need to reveal a 7 cost card to match that. Okay, doesn't bother. Okay, that's unusual, because Randall Tarly had power on him. Okay, you bring more power to the faction card, but was that good? Is he scared that Randall Tarly is getting killed? Would have been better to have a Chad that did that, right? And loses Littlefinger. So that was available before he played long table. I think there has to be some more ambush. He has to bring it out though, because Marcel could pass and then march Knight of Flowers. And attacks with the 10 again. Okay, this time he's going to remove the big one probably, right? And defend this. So this is a spy that could have come in and did the claim raise potentially. Yeah, it's going to be 9-7, and there was 3 power on Randall Tarley, and would have been 4 if he gained renown, so that would have been 12 with possibly wardens to follow. So I'm really not sure about that plan. Doesn't have that much econ to play wardens now and just play Randall Tarley. Doesn't leave him with great board. Could play Morgulis, he has a protected Knight of Flowers, but if it's against White Swords... Yeah, okay, can bring in Robert. Or go second and then bring in Jamie. Well, let's put it this way. It could have worked out if he kills the characters now and Marcel draws dead dupes, then this has worked out very nicely. If not though, now Marcel has to claim military, to claim power against an empty board potentially, and yeah, turns into a disaster really, really quickly. Okay, we are definitely winning the spectator battle. I think 7 Tyrell players there. (8-5), going second this time. He needs all the help he can get. Okay, 0 gold for that shadow card, and Rogue Wilding honestly is probably not going to beat the Knight of Flowers, I would hope. This takes what back? Beholder Bounty, okay. Can't really play this to boost the strength, but okay, you have well, I say claim soak, you have Orton and Scheming Septon. It's not great, so if he attacks military he kills them, but then Orton brings something else in. And there is the agenda still, so you can just give Scheming Septon the icon maybe. Or Orton the icon, fair enough. Any magic? No, okay, so that's good news. Power is the one that matters, so if Marcel passes here I'll be delighted. And he does. Now can Scheming Septon do 2 challenges if he replaces himself? Too bad he can't take the trait. So what did Orton do when he came into play? Took Beholder Bounty, yeah. Could have defended with this, and then Orton attacks for Beholder Bounty. Can you bring in a spy? It is reduced because of the long table and the agenda, you can, okay? And that's going to allow you to do a challenge, which is not going to be defended. It's going to be power for unopposed, and it's going to raise claim for one more, and there's 0 reserve now on Marcel's side, so his game has kind of fallen apart, and we know that Rupertjturnbull is still in hand. Apologies to Rupert for doubting him and his plan there. 14, I wish there was one more, because this is not safe. Could go into Morghulis and kill them, but honestly, it doesn't seem game saving, and we know there is something for Orton to bring in. And I think now, just playing Wardens, what else does he have? I have a deck here. Yeah, just Wardens. Could play first now also. Maybe we see the second White Swords if there's something still alive. Jamie should be right. Morghulis, okay, so he does take the power away, but Orton's just going to bring it worse, that Olena's informant back. Okay. And High Tower triggers from that. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but looks like we might get a win against Marcel Arias, which is a fantastic result. Have to play a Nightmares on Rupertjturnbull to survive this one, I think, because yeah, he'd stand with the plot. Yeah, we saw Martin the other day fighting it out until the last moment, but it looks like Marcel might concede. Can't push a challenge through. I don't know what is in shadows, but yeah. I don't know, it looked scary for a second there. I was worried, but just couldn't quite do it. There was always some nice ambush. Hit 5 coster as well, increased strength to 10, and then had the agenda to defend himself against military. You win or you die. Just didn't do that much damage. That was into Morghulis, right? Yeah, and then couldn't repopulate with just the one ocean road. So yeah, that's a good one for us. Gives us a 4-1 lead, and okay, we don't have exactly Radek and Robert Charlotte left and Francisco or whatever, but have strong players that should be able to get the 2 wins that we need. So we have Jamie, who is still undefeated, might stay undefeated. So looking good for us. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you'll watch the next one as well, which should be starting in about 30 minutes. So see you then.